Hi Marie, Ted Mackel here at homebuysblog.com, and your question on Trulia, what is a pre-foreclosure? Very good question. Just a little background for California. There is a statute of limitations on the collection of debt here. For instance, if I give you or I loan you money and you default on it, and I don't do anything to try and collect or demand that money, and a 4-year period passes by, and then I finally decide to take you to court, you could argue that my ability to collect on that debt is barred because I'm past the 4-year statute of limitations. If you're successful in that argument and defense, the court will waive the debt and I'll be out of money and you will not owe me any more money. The reason why that's somewhat related to this pre-foreclosure business is understanding how debt works in the state. It's easy to see that this vehicle of the trustee or trustee is important to a lender because you're giving the power of sale to a lender to non-judicially come back and take the property to securitize their loan, and so they're not out completely, and the process makes it easier to go in and get this done. And how it works is that when you get behind on your payment here in California, at the lender's discretion, whether you're 90 days, 60 days, 120 days, a year behind, they would file their notice of default. And generally they don't let it get past more than a few months, but they will file that notice of default. That publicly notifies everyone that you're in trouble and that they're going to sell the property if you do not bring the loan current. After the 90 days, they publish a notice of sale in a local paper. 20 days after that first publication, they can go and sell the property. And I'm kind of giving you the short version here, but anyway, that period of when the notice of default hits is what gets commonly referred to as a pre-foreclosure state. And the reason why is because that's when everyone knows that something's up. And also, there really is no foreclosure going on or pre-foreclosure going on when you're behind. If a lender wants to be sloppy and let you get behind 6 months, it's a free country. That's their prerogative. They can do it. If they get really sloppy and do nothing for 4 years, they could run into some big problems if you're able to prove a statute of limitations. So the point is that, trying to say, okay, what is a pre-foreclosure and what isn't? Yeah, you're in the foreclosure process once the notice of default is filed, but no one knows about it, so hence the term kind of gets piggybacked onto this NOD time frame. And if you watch late night cable TV and ebooks and websites and they talk about going to get pre-foreclosure properties, what they're telling you is that, hey, the properties that are in trouble, the ones with notice of defaults, are ones you need to go out and try to negotiate a better price. The tricky part in this market is that there's not a lot of equity in many of the properties like there were back in the 90s, because you got multiple loans, seconds, lines of credit, other issues, where typically, 15, 18 years ago, people were not using their equity as piggy banks. So anyway, it's a little bit different situation, and that's why we see the number of short sales we're seeing right now in Simi Valley. Out of 244 escrows, 30% are all short sales. An additional 10, a little more than 10%, are all REO bank sales. So that's how the pre-foreclosure term gets interpreted, at least by some of us. Whether you agree or disagree, you can post your comments here on YouTube, on Trulia, or even on my blog. More information about real estate, it's all free for the taking, and just go on there at the bottom of the screen, www.homebuysblog.com.